Mr. Rowan, you have been working as a security guard for this bank for 3 years, and this is the first time that you've ever been attacked and robbed, is that right?
Well, not quite. I have on 2 other occasions been attacked in this capacity, but that was with my previous employers. Fortunately, we were able to beat off the robbers and nothing was stolen.
It must have been a particularly violent and vicious attack on this occasion for you to have failed in protecting the money from these thugs.
Very vicious.
Yes, you received a severe blow with a pickaxe handle to the back of your head and were rendered unconscious?
I needed 12 stitches in my head.
Yes, indeed. However, before that unfortunate and brutal blow to the back of your head, something happened during the struggle. Would you tell the court what that was?
I managed to pull off the mask of one of those thugs and got a look at his face.
I would like you to take a look at Exhibit 2, Mr. Rowan. Have a good look at it. Do you recognize it?
Well, it's a balaclava helmet. The men who attacked us were wearing these as masks.
But can you say if that is the actual mask which you managed to pull from the robber's head?
It's the same shape and colour. It could be the same one.
But you can't be sure.
It could be. It's very similar.
I think we can safely assume that the witness cannot make a positive identification, Mr. Logan.
Now then, Mr. Rowan, as a result of your actions, you were asked to attend an identification parade at Frampton Police Station to see if you could recognize the man whose face you uncovered, were you not?
Yes.
Do you see that man in court today?
Yes, I do. That's him there.
If it please your lordship, could the defendant stand?
Stand up, Bryant.
Is that definitely the man whom you identified as one of the robbers? The one whose face you exposed?
That's him. That's the bastard.
I will not tolerate expletives of that kind in my court. You will apologize this instant.
I'm very sorry, my lord.
Not to me, to the accused.
I apologise.
I repeat my question, Mr. Rowan. Are you absolutely sure that is the man whose mask you pulled off during the robbery?
Absolutely.
You may cross-examine Mr. Bryant if you so wish.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Rowan, you've told the court that in all your career as a guardian of other people's money, this is the first time that you've failed to protect it from being stolen. Is that right?
It wasn't from want of trying, as you well know.
The point I'm making is that your inability to protect the money on this occasion could cause your employer, or any future employer, to look twice at your credentials. Isn't that so?
No.
You're getting on a bit over the hill.
Now, look here.
So, as you couldn't exactly prevent the money from being stolen, you did the next best thing, to reinstate yourself, as it were, and made up this story about snatching the mask from the robber's face.
That's not true.
And then told them, the police, that you would recognise him, anyone. It didn't matter to you who it was.
That's ridiculous.
Is it, Mr. Wright?
Well, of course it is. I was shown many photographs by the
my
police.
lord, if I may interrupt the witness at this point.
I think I know what you mean, Mr. Logan.
I was sure you would, my lord. And, of course, it is in the interests of the defendant.
It is indeed.
I must protest, my lord. This is just tactics on Mr. Logan's part. I was about to make a point.
I'm sure you were going to try to make a point, Mr. Bryant. But quite rightly, Mr. Logan interrupted you, and for very good reason. If you continue with this line of questioning, you are venturing in dangerous waters. You are in danger of exposing your own character and putting it in issue. And that means that you may be asked questions about your character, your past, your antecedents, which might prejudice your chances. Now, do you understand what I mean?
Yes, my lord, but I'm afraid I shall have to take that risk. And I would ask you, my lord, if I may address the court on this matter of character.
Now?
Not now, at the appropriate time.
When will that be?
Well, I'm not sure at the moment, my lord.
Very well. We'll see when the time comes.
Thank you, my lord. You were saying, Mr. Rowan, that the police showed you some photographs.
Yes.
When was this?
Well, the day after I was discharged from the hospital.
Yes, but when was that?
Well, I was kept overnight for observation. It'll be the day after that, the 8th of July.
Did they show you a lot of photographs?
Yes, quite a few.
What, 5, 20, 100?
I don't remember. Quite a few.
All right, quite a few. But among the photographs you saw, you picked out one of me, right?
Yes.
Without hesitation?
Yes.
You knew as soon as you saw that photograph that I was the man whose mask you'd removed?
That's right.
Now, how could you be so positive?
Because I saw you, that's how.
For how long?
Long enough.
Long enough? You were in the middle of being attacked and robbed. Your prime concern, so you would have us believe, was the protection of that money. Well, the clerk who accompanied you has testified that the bandits were screaming like Red Indians. Terrifying, he called it. Ammonia was being squirted about, pickaxe handles were being wielded, as you well know. And in all this uproar and confusion, you say that you snatched the mask from the robber's face and looked at it long enough to give a positive and unerring identification. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Rowan?
That's right.
3 days later, from a simple photo?
Yes.
No chance of being mistaken?
Not in this case.
Well, it wasn't me, Mr. Rowan. And had it been me, or anyone else in that position who wished to remain anonymous, I'm sure that they would have turned instinctively away, or covered their face or something. Well, that would be natural, wouldn't it?
You didn't.
I think it would be better, Mr. Rowan, if for the purposes of this examination you referred to your assailant in the third person.
But it was him, my lord. I know it was.
Nevertheless, you will do as I ask.
If you insist, my lord.
I do.
Mr. Rowan, would you say that I've got a distinguished face?
Distinguished? Certainly not.
Well, I'd better rephrase that. Would you say that my face is distinctive in any way?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say
what
that
I'm getting
exactly.
at is that I don't have any unusual features, like a big nose, cauliflower ears, a scar, anything like that.
Well, no, but...
But what?
I know what you're trying to say.
Yes, and so does the court, Mr. Rowan. Are you still sure you couldn't be mistaken?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Rowan, I'm sure you're aware that there are many recorded cases of men who've been wrongly convicted because of mistaken identification by some witness or another who at the time was as positive as you now claim to be.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, I'm thinking of people like James Hanratty.
My lord.
That has never been officially recognised, Mr. Bryant.
Well, perhaps not, my lord. But you must agree that British legal history is littered with cases of mistaken identification. And for every one recorded, well, there must be 20 that we never hear about.
There may be the odd recorded case where unfortunately the wrong person has been identified.
My lord, in 1968, the National Council for Civil Liberties sent a dossier of 15 recent cases to the Home Secretary, in all of which they claimed the wrong man had been identified.
I do not intend to argue with you on this matter, Mr. Bryant. The jury is not concerned with issues of identity in other cases. It is concerned with this case alone, and they will judge whether Mr. Rowan is mistaken or not.
Very well, my lord. Just as long as they're aware that mistakes can be made.
Well, I am not mistaken.
What about the photos, Mr. Rowan?
What about them?
You were shown the photos on the 8th of July and you picked me out, right?
Yes.
And a day later you attended an identification parade and picked me out again, right?
That's right.
And I suppose the police showed you my photograph again, did they?
Yes, they...
They what, Mr. Rowan?
It was just shown to me to confirm that I'd picked it out.
Just before you were about to attend an identification parade?
Well, that was in Inspector Collins' office.
Inspector Collins didn't tell you to pick me out by any chance and show you where I'd be standing on the identification parade, did he?
No, of course not.
No more questions, my lord.
Do you wish to re-examine Mr. Logan?
If it please your lordship, it's just a matter of clarification. Mr. Rowan, you say you positively identified Bryant from a photograph, one of many you were shown, on the 8th, 3 days after the robbery.
Yes.
Well, that was quite soon after the robbery, so the man whose mask you removed, his face would still be quite fresh in your memory.
Yes, but it is part of my job to remember faces.
When you saw the defendant's photo for the first time, you picked it out without hesitation.
Yes.
And without any prompting from the police.
None whatever.
I have no more questions of this witness, my lord.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rowan. You may stand down.
Excuse me, my lord.
What is it?
I was wondering if I might ask the prosecuting counsel if they intend to call as one of their next witnesses one of the police officers involved in the case.
We intend to call Inspector Collins next, my lord.
Any particular reason, Mr. Bryant?
Well, if that's so, my lord, I think that now is the time I'd like to address the court on this matter of my character.
If I anticipate you correctly, Mr. Bryant, I suggest that you think about it very carefully before you do.
The case of the Queen versus Bryant will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court.